What's up everybody, it's Colin here, and in this video you will see a live interview I had with Joshua Daniel George, a Dutch entrepreneur not too long ago. So it's all about entrepreneurship, building an audience. We discussed basically all kinds of different topics related to business and entrepreneurship. So please sit down, grab some popcorn, maybe a pen and paper, some water, and enjoy. I'm here, my name, Colin Dijs, and I'm here with Joshua Daniel, one of the most upcoming Dutch entrepreneurs out of North Amsterdam, I would say.
Yeah.
Having crazy success with his, what's it called, SMMA agency. On top of that, teaching people how to build SMMA agencies, having a YouTube channel, a crazy hot Instagram page with daily content. And then obviously we all have a Facebook group. So if you could tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Okay, so like Colin said, my name is Joshua Daniel George. And it's funny, like the more I'm getting into online entrepreneurship, the harder I'm finding it to actually introduce myself, because normally it's, I am this person and I do this. But with me, I'm doing like a lot of different things. Like Colin already mentioned, we have our own social media agency where we help businesses, mainly e-com businesses, earn more money through Facebook ads and paid traffic. Alongside that, I have a coaching business where I help, which is more like B2C side of things, where I help upcoming entrepreneurs, start their own agency, but also, maybe find a business model that fits their passion, to see if they can earn money from whatever they like doing. And I also have my own course called Lifestyle Design Mastery, where we go in depth into like the four main online business models: affiliate marketing, personal branding, drop shipping, and obviously social media marketing as well. Alongside that, I'm also slowly getting into real estate as well, but that's like very like at the very starter position, literally just one apartment. So that's up and coming. That's something I'd love to focus on in the next few years.
Sweet. Then we have kind of a similar interest. So I was like, I think it was like 2 months ago, and I ran into the dude like last week, and I told him like, he's a Dutch guy from my gym, and he's like a really young entrepreneur, and I told him like, at least check out Joshua Daniel's Instagram, because he's funny, he's smart. And then he was like, how can he be Dutch and have that sick of a British accent? How come?
Yeah, so basically both my entire family is from Liverpool in England. And my granddad came over from the UK to the Netherlands, brought my dad with him. My dad met back up with his neighbour, so that's my mum. They got together in the Netherlands, and I was born in the Netherlands. But because I was raised by an English family, I picked up the accent.
Yeah.
And, obviously, if that's the only type of English you're used to, you just take over the accent like that.
Makes sense. So we're both Dutch, but obviously I have the very strong Dutch accent and you have the very strong British accent. So your business partner is also from the UK, yeah?
Yeah, so he's from Birmingham, which is a little bit outside of London.
So how does that work? How do you guys go back and forth each day? Do you visit him a lot? Is the company two parts? Do you both own shares?
Yeah, so basically now, it's funny, we actually met up through the online world. So we both bought an online course on how to earn money from your personal brand, so your online persona. And we were both in the private Facebook group. We followed each other on Instagram, didn't really talk to each other much. Yeah. And we were both creating content on social media marketing, online entrepreneurship. And he sent me a DM through Instagram saying, let's do a collab on YouTube. And for some reason, we couldn't record on Skype. It just wouldn't allow us. It was some kind of update on Skype that wouldn't let us record. So rather than recording the collaboration, we just spoke for hours on Skype. Realized that we had a lot in common. We were like-minded. We were sort of in the same position in terms of like our agencies and stuff like that. Obviously with a few differences. I was very much focused on the quality of things in terms of creating a brand, and Bradley was very practical. He was much more of he had much more of a structure. He was more looking into building a team, and we realized that we complemented each other a lot with, with both those different aspects. A few weeks later, we got in contact again, and we said, let's just try working together. Let's combine our strengths. Brandon meets structure, basically. And we've been working together ever since. That was like roughly 18 months ago, I think now. And we stay in contact through WhatsApp, Skype, and Slack. So the business side of things is obviously Slack. WhatsApp, just if we send each other funny messages, or if we need to talk in a bit more of an informal way. And then Skype is almost on like all day long, if we just need to get stuff done. And we meet up like once every 2 months, something like that.
Fair enough. So when we look at, like, I run everything myself. So everything I gain is all me. All the shit that happens is also all me. I know when I fucked up, it's all me. And then I don't really have a direct reason to reflect, right? Like, I have a big ass mirror over there, and I can look at myself. There's still a difference. So how do you guys, because that interests me, right? When I look at teams, why I never took on a partner is because I like to argue. I like drama. I like to push those things, which I shouldn't. But how often do you guys argue or like debate about certain topics?
I think at least once a day, but in a healthy manner. So it's not necessarily arguing, but we are constantly, we both have like different opinions on certain things, and we always try and figure out, what works best. So, for example, when we were starting out, I was very much about building an actual agency, and Bradley was very much about automating as much as possible. Every process needs to be automated. So obviously we had a few fun discussions about that, and we've now found like the perfect balance between keeping the quality very high, get the results for the clients. So still long-term thinking, but we still try and automate or outsource, well, more team building than outsourcing, but automate or eliminate or outsource as much as the business as possible.
So I would say when I hear your lineup, more like go through, it's kind of like a business partner and a friend at the same time, is it?
Yeah.
That would be the best case scenario, right?
Yeah, definitely. And
everything goes to shit.
That's it. And I think the good thing about us is we did not know each other previously, so it was like the business came first and the friendship developed over time. Whereas I think if I knew Bradley before that and we were friends before that, I might have struggled with getting my opinion across, and probably vice versa as well.
Yeah, well, it makes sense. So I recall you saying like 2 minutes ago that you spoke for hours. Do you remember our first conversation, which was quite the chat, I believe. So I don't even know how I contacted you. I joined your Facebook group. Then I was quite active for a bit because I thought it was booming. Then we had a chat, and then we hopped on a call. And I think it was 3.5 hours.
Yeah, it was. It was a very long call. Yeah.
But then you got a good connection with someone. So what I wanted to talk to you about mainly is the Dutch entrepreneur scene. So before this call, we had a little bit of a chat about Dutch entrepreneurs, about the guru model, which I like to be aware of everything. So I mainly focus on the affiliate marketing space, specializing in CPA. I've done the affiliate marketing part of your course. I just love that business model. But when I look at the teachings, so basically what we talked about before was the difference between a mastermind and a course, right? So the course is basically, here you have all the information. You're basically buying a guide on how to do it. But if you don't understand something, all you can do is look at the FAQ. Yeah. And then with a mastermind, basically it's more one-on-one coaching. Usually it's significantly more expensive. But if you had the choice to join a personal brand course or mastermind, what would have your preference?
Obviously, it depends if the course comes with a Facebook group or anything like that. But if it's literally just black or white, one or the two, then a mastermind, because I think connecting with like-minded people and actually having that physical contact is so much more valuable, and it will inspire and motivate you to do more, rather than just watching the videos and soaking up the knowledge, without actually taking the action.
True. Yeah.
Like you said, the mastermind cost them more, I think that will also motivate people more to take action. A lot of people, they won't spend the money on a course. They would rather spend hours and hours finding free information on Google. And although that may be cost efficient for people with, that are just starting out, I think actually investing in yourself, daring to take that step, has so many benefits, because you will then need to take action because you need to actually earn that money back.
Yeah, and like the commitment level is way different. So what I like before, the big Facebook group that I own, it's affiliate marketing, CPA, Colin Dijs. The thing is, everybody wants everything for free, and it's okay. Like, I give my training for free. You don't have to buy shit from me. I give everything away because I know that is how you build an audience. However, the crucial golden nuggets, you need to build a good affiliate agency. You can't give those away for free, because that information, well, it may be too valuable and people don't realize how valuable it is. So what I decided to do is, like, I have the afkforum.com. It's basically affiliate forum where there's a payment wall. So people have to buy a subscription of 27 euros a month, which is a micro transaction, right? It's 27 euros. It's not even like you go to KFC and you spend 27 euros.
Exactly.
It's simple. But then you get, like, I think right now I have, like, what we really need, like an HTML lender, how to get unlimited ad accounts, like those little strategies, which are really important for a affiliate marketer. But then I get those questions like, why don't you just give it away for free? And when you pay something, you commit.
Yeah.
And the commitment, I think, is really important, because first you have time but no money. So you invest a lot of time. And as soon as you have enough money, then you will also notice you don't have any time left. Like, those balances are perfect. And everything, when they talk about passive income, blah, 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 it's 99% of the time bullshit, unless it's like real estate, which is still not passive.
Yeah.
I would say there's no flow. It is 100% passive. There's always some form of action we need to take. But if you look at near passive ability, I would say real estate is the top one. Maybe interest is the second one. Gaining interest. So all you need to do is sign a letter that you receive the money. That's basically it. But then again, it's not passive. You need to sign something. But when I look at the commitment, it just amazes me that people. Well, let me just, because I have a strong opinion about everything. But let me just ask you what you think. So what I noticed, like, we notice trends in the markets, right? The big thing of affiliate marketing is noticing trends, hopping on trends. The last 3-4 years, Grant Cardone, Gary Vaynerchuk, you see several podcasts about entrepreneurship. It's booming.
Yeah.
People notice that the transfer of wealth is only attainable through entrepreneurship or being smart as fuck, which most people are not. They're retarded. So in that sense, what would you give as advice to the starting entrepreneur? Right now, doesn't have to be necessarily what you do, could be anything.
Yeah. So it literally, if you've got the money to spend, even if it's a small amount, invest into coaching. Just pick someone who is a few steps ahead of you, and just spend the money, invest into the coaching, because those, like, that hour or those 2 hours that that you're getting advice from that person will save you so much time. And I know that when starting out, you've actually got the abundance of time and it's money that is limited. But by speeding up that first process, you'll start earning money faster. And if you're absolutely starting from zero, then obviously you will need to put in more time. But just don't be afraid to invest in yourself and to take action. Because as soon as you start investing in yourself, as soon as you start putting money towards it, if the business model is proven, especially everything now, like most of the business models on the internet, of the bigger ones, are proven that if you put in enough effort, enough time, and you invest money into it, it will be profitable. So don't be afraid of doing it, because it's no longer that a select few people earn money online. Literally everyone and anyone can do it. You just need to be willing to commit to it.
So what will you say when people say, but I have no money?
If people literally have no money at all, then literally just watch YouTube channels, but don't forget to take action. So there's no point in spending hours and hours watching every single YouTube video.
Yeah.
As soon as you hear something that will get you that little step further, take action right away, and then, like I said, as soon as you do start earning money, then you invest it right away, and then actually get the information that's more often withheld behind, like you said, a paywall or paid coaching or something like that.
So in the sense where, because that would mean go to like organic traffic, try to make your way through that. I teach only paid traffic.
Mm-hmm.
I get the question a lot. I have no money, but I still, or like I have $200, which is to me nothing, or $100, and I want to do paid traffic. What would you say?
Well, even if $100, there's definitely someone out there that's a few steps ahead of you that is willing to give an hour or two of their time with $100. You know what I mean? Like if the amount you've got is small, then start small. Just find, you don't have to go right to the top in terms of coaching. Find someone who's just a few steps ahead of you. Give them the $200. Don't be a bitch about it. Learn from him, and then move forward from there.
That's what I love about having these chats. Like I had a chat a week ago with like Jelani, the marketer. And we're so different. Like you're such a nice guy. Like I tell everybody, get a fucking job. If you want to run paid traffic and you don't want to do organic traffic and put in the effort, get a fucking job. Like don't bother me with saying, I always say in every of my videos, the minimum for paid traffic is 1,200 euros because that's what I had when I started, right? So that doesn't make sense. But I could say like you can start with $500, but that is the absolute minimum. And if you have less, get a fucking job. Simple. Yeah. It's the fastest way to get money by getting a job. And this era, Upwork, freelancer website, you can do anything. Like, you have to create email addresses from LinkedIn. It's just copy pasting. And it's like $10 an hour. So nobody should complain that they cannot get money. But obviously, that way I attract the right people, right? My YouTube channel, basically no bullshit. I just tell it how it is. And some people don't like that, but those are also the people who are not going to make it. So I filter my audience based on saying, like, I can tell people. I had a call, I think it was yesterday when I uploaded the video with some guy from my forum, and he's just like, how do my ads look? And I was like, they look fucking shit. Obviously the campaign is not profitable because they look shit. And then you get the comments like, oh, you're not nice. You could say it's subtle. No, because if you say it's subtle, it doesn't hurt. It has to hurt. Like you put hours into this campaign, and it has to hurt a little for you to be motivated to be better. And that's what I like when I look at like the big coaches. We talked about Michael Pilarczyk before, how he was coached by Dan Pena. These guys are ruthless. Like Michael Pilarczyk, he's all about meditation right now, but it's $1 million company that he's running. Just selling a meditation app. That guy is still ruthless. You just don't see it. And that's what I love. Like people who are willing to put in the effort, the time, the patience, because if building a business was easy, everybody would do it. But then again, the one that doesn't give up, then the success is inevitable.
Definitely. Yeah, that's it. Like that's it. Success will come. You just need to, stick at it, not give up, keep going, and just don't accept. As soon as you quit, only at that point will it be failure. You will always have like setbacks, but unless if you keep going, it's not failure. It's just a lesson learned, and then you move forward from there. And I do like what you said about the being ruthless part. Like for example, I've got my course Lifestyle Design Mastery, where I teach people how to earn money online, and to get traffic onto the course, onto the page, I run a webinar which is like a free training explaining about the business models and how you can get started and stuff like that. And obviously at the end, I promote my own course. And there was an issue with the traffic, so I was getting a lot of traffic on the landing page for the free training, but no one was signing up for the free training. So I asked advice from two friends of mine who are from Canada, because they recently earned $1 million profit in 53 days just from that webinar alone. So I asked them, look at my statistics, what's going on? And rather than saying, oh, well, it's okay, maybe you could change this, he literally replied, okay, your landing page is shit. You need to sort that out immediately because you're just throwing money away now. And if you would have sugarcoated it, I wouldn't have taken action. But because he's just said, brutally honest, your landing page is crap, I immediately, just cleared my schedule, started working on the landing page, started split testing different variants, different colors, different, videos versus images and stuff like that. And if he wasn't brutally honest or ruthless, then I probably wouldn't have taken action there and then.
But that makes sense. Like I would say, real entrepreneurs who feel the fire within for just whatever they do, they never take that as a insult.
No,
So,
definitely not.
I had one guy who apologized by giving me feedback for my mastermind that I'm doing in April, right, the entire month of April, and I was like, man, I'm not that kind of guy. Like, I can be ruthless in my coaching, but I love feedback. Even he was like, man, it's not as structured as I hoped. But he's like, it's okay because it's your first time coaching, right? And I'm like, yeah, man, but please give all the feedback you have because next time I want it to be better.
Exactly.
And obviously, the price is also related to the quality. So if I make it better, I can charge more money. All that, but it amazes me that so many people are afraid of the feedback, which is so crucial. It's attached to the failure. The failure is so crucial because it's up and downs. Like everybody thinks like the business will grow like this, right? Just in a linear line, but it's not. It's usually like as soon as you fail and you think, oh my God, I need to pay, but I don't have money. 2 weeks fast forward, you're on your highest high you've never seen before.
Exactly.
And as soon as, and then what I realized, because when we used to work together for a little bit, I thought I was on a high, but I was just going straight into that low. So every time I feel like I'm killing it, just like I feel right now in my business, I know I just prepare myself that the low will come. I'm just going fifth gear in my car without brakes. I'm just going on the freeway 200 kilometers an hour, trying to get all the growth that I can get, but I know the crash will come. And it's okay because if you're prepared, don't focus on it. Don't overthink and get paranoid, right? Just like, oh, tomorrow I will fail. Oh, tomorrow I will fail. Because what happens is, and that was what I want to talk to you about next, is what do you think about the visualization to reality? So basically, for people who don't know what that means, is seeing things every single day, working towards those goals, and then sooner or later there will be a reality. With the visualization, it just becomes stronger and stronger, the connection between the two.
Yeah. I'm caught in two minds with all the visualization and the whole, I call like the think and grow rich mindset. I'm definitely a believer in like the positive reinforcement. So if you write down, for example, you write down every day what your goal is, you're constantly reading it before you go to bed and you've got it on your mirror and stuff like that. Like I do believe that that it works, but it will only work if you actually put in the effort and work towards it. So, it's one thing to remind yourself that you want to have, a certain amount of money in your bank or a certain car or, a certain goal that you've got, but you will need to work towards it. It's only effective if it's a reminder that you need to work on it that day.
So what do you think of the affirmations, visualization that you have? What are the things you think about?
My goal for this year is €250,000 profit. Move out because I actually still live with my parents, which is quite funny because I own real estate but still live at home. So move out, €250,000 profit, and just I also have one goal which is to help 1,000 people live life on their own terms. So whether that is quitting the job or earn money from the passion or start an online business, anything like that. And I do write those 3 goals down in like a journal every single day. But like I said, I don't believe that it will come to me just by writing it down and believing it. Every single day I write it down, knowing that, okay, I need to be working on those 3 tasks every single day. Interesting.
So how would your daily schedule look like? So what time you wake up, what do you do until when you go to sleep?
Okay, so I'm very much like a guinea pig in terms of testing. I love testing things out, seeing what works best for me. I tried waking up at 5:30 for a while, noticed that I came crashing down in the afternoon. Then I tried 8:30, which I was mad productive, but I just did not have enough hours in the day. I think the sweet spot for me is 6 o'clock. So I wake up at 6. I've got an app on my phone that makes me scan a barcode downstairs. And if I don't scan that barcode, then the alarm will just keep ringing and ringing and ringing until I actually get up. So I'm used to it. As soon as the alarm goes, I'm up. And then I give myself 15 to 30 minutes to write down a to-do list, go through the affirmations, get myself a cup of coffee, get started. We use a communication app called Slack, where we have all our clients, all our employees, everyone that works for us or has anything to do with the agency is in there. I go through the messages, see if I've missed anything, because we work with virtual assistants who, work during the night. So when I'm sleeping, they're doing their tasks. So I make sure everything's still up and running. And then from there, I start working on my first task of the day. And like I said, more often than not, the tasks that are on my to-do list will have something to do with those 3 big goals.
Cool. Makes sense. And after, let's say, because you go to the gym a lot, like you're sponsored by My Protein, which I think is pretty cool. It's probably not as easy to get that anymore as it used to be, but I'm not saying it was easy, but like you've been with them for a while now, like almost years or?
2017, so yeah, 2 years. No, 2016 actually, 2016. When shortly after I started my YouTube channel, I had 100 subscribers, and I was constantly messaging them. I was also in contact with people higher up at My Protein to do business placement, because I was still in school. I had to do like a end of year placement at a company, work experience. So I was in contact with them, from all different angles, from an affiliate point of view, but also actually to help them out, create a win-win situation. After I actually got the sponsorship, got quite a lot of hate on YouTube. How can this skinny guy with a small channel get a sponsorship, stuff like that. But yeah, I've been together with them since then. Got a good relationship with them. I do agree that it's probably not as hard anymore as it used to be to become a sponsored athlete or anything like that.
I'd say it's more hard, no?
You think it's harder? No, I think it's, especially in the Netherlands.
I would say to make money of it, right? Because you have to get like a bikini and they're responsible. Like, no, like I want like 10% of gross commission at least. As commission, and then I'm gonna give that. Like you get the discount code, like 10% off, 20% off. But what does the affiliate make? Like 2.5% or like 3%? Fuck that. Like we are, it was crazy though. This was I think 2014, because that was 8 years ago. So it was like 2011. Mm-hmm. I bought my first Gymshark 2-stringer vest. They were 6 pounds each. Mm-hmm. Imagine the prices right now, but this was like way back, and they're still printing in the garage. Like it was printed like a copy printer. It was crazy, and the customer service was like super great. You got a handwritten note at the time from the guys. I had the stringers, they're like all fucked up, and there was the size small, and right now I wear XL. It was great. But what I was going to say, at that time they were giving out, I think. Because they were doing really well, right? I think they were giving out 30% commission to affiliates.
That's a lot.
They didn't know what they were doing at the time, right? They need growth. I just think it's funny how corporate things get, and to leverage the power of affiliates. Like I would say, what I'm trying to do is just build an affiliate army, right? An army of affiliates. So I say we work for this network, everybody joins them. A lot of business. If the average affiliate makes maybe, I would say you got guys doing like $1 million a month. You got guys doing like 100 a month. So the average maybe 5,000. If you got 5,000 people, that's a lot of money going around, and that's what makes it interesting. I think you really got the chance with that. I know that My Protein doesn't pay that much.
No.
So they essentially appreciate it. So good. I just need 1 second actually to send a text, because we were supposed to have a group call today.
Yeah.
And obviously I forgot, so I have to push it later.
No worries. Yeah, in terms of the My Protein, to become an affiliate is much easier nowadays. But like you said, the payout is minimum. I get 8% of every sale, which is not. I don't even do it for the money. I literally do it for the monthly voucher. So you get €50 worth of free stuff every month, and I literally just buy 2 boxes of protein cookies, and that's it. So for minimum effort, just for using My Protein, I'll throw it up on my Instagram stories every now and again. 2 boxes, and then every now and again you get a couple €100 off the sales that you've made off it. When I started out, I was so happy to get it. Now it's like it's just in the background. It's convenient to have it.
It's probably. It's also something to be proud of, I would say, because it would normally not fit in your business model to have such a sponsorship.
No, true.
But did you ever do fitness videos on YouTube or no?
Yeah, I've done it for a while. For I think a year, around the 1,000 subscriber mark on YouTube. I transitioned to content creation for a while, so I've done videos for companies, and then obviously I discovered social media marketing and went all in on that.
So after the 1,000 subscribers, the realization came that you could never get as big as me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so let me talk to you about something else. So my audience right now is my main focus. So in the affiliate marketing space, the affiliate conferences are really big, right? That's like huge events. They happen all in the world. And a month ago, or like 2 months ago already, there was one in Amsterdam. So I just went for an experience. It was fun. Like there's a lot of people, a lot of influential, powerful people with a lot of money, which makes it interesting, right?
Yeah.
So the next one is in Barcelona on end of July. So super big, one of the biggest in the world. And what I was thinking is to take a cameraman, what's it called? Like the microphone of the news with like the cubicle on it, and then go and interview people.
Oh, yeah.
For content. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Definitely, because everyone in space like that is like-minded. Everyone has their own stories and experiences. So I definitely think that'll be a good idea because it's content first of all. So you'll have stuff for the YouTube, for your personal brand, but I also think people watching it will learn from it as well.
So based on, I would say content is king, what I used to say, and I think it still counts. I mean, there's so much content out there. What is the way you make yourself different from the rest? Because there's always, you try to bring that one unique factor. For me, it's honesty and pure bluntness in what I say. So the affiliate marketing space is very posh. The big guys, they never swear. They wear Armani suits. And I just say, fuck them. Let's just make money and do whatever the fuck you want. What would you say? Because you have, I would say, when I notice your following, they're very dedicated to you. So the guys who've been watching you have been watching you for months. And usually what happens is you watch one guy and then you get sick of him flashing his Rolex after like a week, and then you unfollow.
Yeah.
But you can have a dedicated following. So what do you do different, and how can other people do the same?
I think I've got that honesty aspect, what you've got as well. So what I notice a lot in my industry is people will discover a business model that fits them well, they will earn money off it, and then from that point onwards, that business model is the be-all, end-all, best business model in the world, and all the other business models are shit. And I've never been about that because I know that every person is different with different habits and different levels of productivity, different personalities. So for me, social media marketing is the best business model, but for someone else, affiliate marketing might be the best business model, or dropshipping, or coaching, or everyone is different, and that's what I bring to the table. I show people that making money online is the way forward. It's the future. Now all you need to do is find a business model that fits your lifestyle best, and then just go all in on that. So I think the honesty part, I'm not boasting about social media being the best business model in the world. And I think although like my Instagram is now slowly growing, it's getting quite big, I still have that personal aspect where I reply to all the DMs. I'm constantly sending voice messages. If I've got the time, I'll send video messages as well. I'm still trying to keep that personal aspect for as long as possible.
Makes sense. Well, I think the replying to comments, because that's one of my favorite things. I think that's huge. So
yeah.
Facebook group, direct messaging. Was it like Instagram? Well, my Instagram is like really small, but I still get a lot of DMs. And then what's the other thing? YouTube. So that takes me like literally half an hour to an hour a day replying to comments, because I like to be super elaborate and things. And
yeah.
I wish I could send voice notes. That would make things a lot easier.
It would, yeah.
But the situation between the business models, as you mentioned, how they preach, I often get the question like, is affiliate marketing the best business model? Now you say, well, I know a millionaire in every business model, from e-commerce to dropshipping to private label. I know, and that's like a lot of different things, and I know a millionaire in each one of them.
Yeah.
What are you good at? What do you want to do?
That's
And what do you long to do? Because if like you can make $1 million with affiliate marketing, but if you fucking hate it, that $1 million is a waste. It's a waste of your life. It's a waste because the money is only good when it fulfills. And usually the fulfillment comes from the growth, I would say.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the money. The money is very important. The money is the livelihood of your company. But in the end, it's usually the journey to the money. And then your reward is whatever you buy with the money. Because money by itself is nothing. You need to buy something with it. So the other thing I would think about is, what does your partner think about your entrepreneurial hustle? Because I can imagine that some evenings, like I know that, let's say you watch a movie and then your phone all the time, and you're like this, right, watching, and then your eyes go like this.
My girlfriend.
Yeah.
I was thinking you meant Bradley, my business partner.
No, your personal partner.
Okay, yeah. So no, my girlfriend. I try and box off time. So when I'm with my girlfriend, I am sort of off the grid, offline. You know, I'm fully focused on giving her attention. But other than that, she gets a lot of inspiration from what I do, and she's also looking into starting her own entrepreneurial venture. She's not quite decided on a business model just yet, but she gets a lot of inspiration and motivation from it. And like I said, once I am actually physically with her, then that's it. I am offline and I'm not on my phone.
That's a good choice. Like I like the hustle, right? 5 a.m. going until all the way in the night. And I have a hard time with laying down my phone. So what I recently decided to do, I got really good advice from like a big entrepreneur, woman actually. So that is like I've always put my respect and my trust in men, but lately I've been moving to women because they give a very different kind of advice. There's no testosterone, right? That's basically it. There's no testosterone. There's no ego. It's more, I would say, neutral. So more positive energy. And in a sense, she told me that after work, so I work from 5 a.m. till 7 p.m., the 2-hour break in total, cut up in parts. And then from 7 till 8, I do my extra business activities, like replying to comments, blah, blah, blah. And then from 8 till 9, I either cycle for an hour on a mountain bike through nature, or I walk in nature, while usually listening to an audiobook. Like an audiobook is also specific to not trigger your mind too much.
Yeah.
Especially with the weather we've had in the last weeks. Man, my sleep was awful, and now it's amazing. I wake up relaxed, but after the walk, I don't touch my phone. I just hang around here for half an hour. I maybe pick up a book or just chill, lay down, and then I go to sleep. But I feel the mind is at ease, where before I had so much, when I was laying in bed, I was just thinking, all right, how much money did I make today? How much money we're going to make tomorrow? Are we going to hit the target? Who of my employees is not performing? Blah, 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 all that bullshit, right? And right now when I come home, I feel like, I don't know what the Zen feeling feels like, but I'm like, you're more at peace.
Yeah.
But I've been doing this for like pedal to the metal 2.5 years straight, with a 3-day break in total. Like I went to Copenhagen for 3 days. That's it. I had no other break since then. And obviously, that's a good topic as well. People tell you about, are you not afraid you get burned out? How come you can work so much? Well, I feel like if you have a goal and you're a true entrepreneur, it never feels like work. It's just the hustle that is my life.
Definitely.
And how can you burn out if you know your own limits? So I know that, I think it's from the Joe Rogan podcast, I'm not sure, where he says that if you feel like, and that's about working out, it's the same with business. If you feel like tired, then go and work out. Just go through the motion. So you don't have to do the mind muscle connection, the pump. Just go through the motion for like 45 minutes, where you normally do like an hour and a half, 45 minutes or like half an hour, and then go home. Then go to sleep. And if you wake up the next day and you're still tired, then rest that day.
Yeah.
So don't rest immediately, because 95% of the time it was just weakness. And if you give in to weakness, then you'll get a cycle of weakness. So if you're like, every day I make my bed and I don't eat behind my computer, in front of my computer, then if you don't make your bed, you will eat in front of your computer, because the weakness chain is then broken.
Yeah.
And all your entire day is fucked. If one day is fucked and you don't pick up the next day, which is a 50-50, so first it's 10-90, then it's 50-50, and then it's 10 the positive way and 90 the negative way. And then you get in a spiral.
Yeah.
So that's what I like. Usually I'm like, yesterday I was like, I really don't want to go. Then I was in the gym and I'm like, oh well, there's people I like to chat with. So it's all good. Let me just work out. And my workout was shit. But then I was home and I was like, well, at least I went.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know, that was not really a question, it was more a bit of a rant. But I think too many people are like snowflakes, right? Like everything, they have been spoon-fed their entire life and they don't know what work is. All they know is, I'm Maria, I'm sitting on a desk behind a computer and I take customer service calls. And at 8 a.m. I check in and at 5 p.m. I leave. And if I don't have enough salary, I just call daddy. And this is an example of a girl, but it could be a guy. Not sexist, it doesn't matter what your religion is, it's all about business. So if you want to have something nobody else has, you gotta do something nobody else does.
Exactly.
Or be smart as fuck. And as I said before, you guys ain't smart. 99% of you guys are not smart. So that's it. And I'm not smart, and you are probably not smart. If you were smart, you were not on this call with me. You were doing something else. But I think you see, well, I see a clear pattern in the guys who hustle is that, one, most of the time they don't give a fuck about anybody else. They just care about themselves mostly, which is not a bad thing, I would say. They can still care about others, but it's on a different level. So I would say Joshua and Daniel, if he would have to pick his favorite person, he will point anybody in his family or his school friend, but truly it's Joshua Daniel. Joshua likes Joshua. And then there's other people who he also likes. And the entrepreneurs have that feeling, or I would say, uncognitive belief that they don't realize what's going on, but that's why they're ruthless. That's why they can make decisions without any fear. Have you done any activities regarding no fear, like bungee jumping or deep diving, anything like that?
So physical activities, skydiving. A friend of mine who I went to school with found out that he had a really big brain tumor, and he wanted to basically go down his bucket list, do as many many things that he wanted to do in life as quickly as possible, because he wasn't sure, if he was actually going to, live another day, basically. And skydiving was on my bucket list as well. I definitely wanted to do that at some point in my life. And when I found out that he had a brain tumor and that he was going to go skydiving that week, literally just without even thinking about it, I said, I'm joining you and we're going to do it together. And it was funny because exactly 1 year after we went skydiving together, we done it again. But because his brain tumor was gone, and he went through the whole procedures, and it was like a sort of 1 year anniversary / I'm better again, and the second time was much more scary, because first I knew what was going to come, and secondly just a different mindset about it all, because it wasn't necessarily something that I needed to do for me as well as someone else. It was more of a generic, fun thing to do. And I think if you see business the same way, like something that you need to do for you as well as for people around you, you will have that fearless motivation to just go out and do it. So just, if you are starting your own business and you think about, if you're not really sure that you should do it, or, you're unsure, you don't feel confident enough, just think about yourself. You're doing it for you, but also think about the people, that you are surrounded with, for your family, your friends. You owe it to them to live the best life, live the ultimate life.
Yeah, I would agree, but to a certain extent, like I've met people who are like, oh my God, your entrepreneurship, you're doing great.
Mhm.
They see the money, so they're like, oh, whoa, I want money too. But there's always a distinction between you'll find a way or you'll find an excuse.
Yeah.
Because if they know how many hours I work, then they're like, oh, well, I'm happy the way it is, like this. And,
Yeah.
and fine, like, not everybody is made to do these kind of things.
Mhm.
But then also don't complain. So my main thing is if people complain, then I'm willing to teach. But if they don't do, then don't complain.
Yeah.
Right? In that order. So when I look at what you just talked about, I think the ruthlessness, basically the progression, the fire within the entrepreneur is really built on no fear or the extreme addiction to risk.
Yeah.
Just loving risk because business is risk versus reward in the end. You know, the Dutch saying, when you pull the gun, you have to shoot. What the Dutch rappers say, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's basically how you should apply it to business, because it's like a gang kind of thing, right? This is what gang members say. But it also applies to business. Basically, as soon as the decision comes to mind and you pull that gun,
Mhm.
or you look over the cliff, then jump. Don't step back, because then you take the negative spiral again. As soon as you look or you hear like, oh, do you want to hire me or not? And you go to think about it, you think of all the reasons not to hire him. But most of these things are just fear. They're not real.
Yeah.
And as soon as you hire him, you actually know what it's like. And if it's shit after 2 days, you fire him.
Exactly.
Super simple, because it's always on, what's it called, like specific terms. Like I can make up my mind within 3 months or something like that. And if the person doesn't prove himself, but there's no reason to be in your own mind. And because that's the thing, like we fear the illusion of fear, not the actual thing itself. Big part of the time. Same thing as people who are afraid in the dark or afraid of ghosts. It's just mind playing tricks on you because there's nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah.
And when you're conscious enough, you're ready for that. But still, like when I was young, I was afraid in the dark. It's just because it's the unknown.
Yeah.
And if you are afraid of the unknown, then you're going to be a bad entrepreneur, because you have to walk in without any protection, dive off that cliff without any second parachute. Then one parachute has to make it. And if it doesn't, you fall.
Yeah.
Fall, it's okay too. So one example, yeah? Basically, what I teach has to do with the walking on the ice with Facebook. So once in a while, they ban your ad account, right?
Yeah.
So people are like, oh my God, I don't know if I should do this. I really want to, and I love the processes, but what if I get my ad account banned? I'm like, yeah, what if? If you get your ad account banned, you are exactly where you are right now.
Yeah.
Not doing shit. So you can as well do it, get it banned, get back to where you are now, then I show you how to get more accounts, you can do it again.
Exactly.
But the fear of illusion is just weakness. It's just trying to find an excuse why not to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you take one small step, you're over it, and all you see is opportunity, a field of opportunities. And I feel like, well, I cannot preach that I don't have that. I still have it. But every time I find a block on the road, I just think to myself, is this something I should worry about, or is it just fear?
Yeah.
And in the last week, it happened maybe 40 times. Can you imagine how many times a normal person who doesn't count the times, how many it happens, how much it happens?
Yeah.
And every time I step over it. And then I told you about the momentum, right? The momentum you get. And the momentum gets better and better, because now you know, I feel like I'm no longer controlled by fear. But then that's all business. So on a personal level, you know how it is. You see that sweet girl, the weather is nice, they wear all the trick skirts, and you're like, man, I should say something.
Mm-hmm.
Do you say something? No. And it doesn't matter if you're 16 or 26 or 28 or 38. It's just, if you don't step over that risk, because what if she says no? It doesn't matter. She already said no if you don't say anything.
That's it. Yeah.
You can get as a yes, maybe. And what you will see is, as soon as you're confident in the progress, and that's what all the pickup teachers teach, as soon as you're confident, it's like a 50-50 that they say yes. They either say, sure, or I have a boyfriend. And that's fine. Like you can have a lose. And I think the realization of no fear opens up so many portals.
It does.
So now we need to meditate. No, fuck, I hate meditating. So that's what my mentor tells me now. I recently found a new mentor and was telling me, what about meditation to calm your brain a little, because you are going too fast. You will crash real soon.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like meditating, but then I was like, walk outside. It's the same thing, but you just don't sit still. So that's the next thing I'm doing. Joshua, let's just cut it up here.
Sounds good, bro.
If you want to follow Joshua Daniel George, the British Dutch guy, he is on YouTube, Joshua Daniel, yeah.
Yep.
He's on Instagram, Joshua Daniel George, yeah. Then he has a Facebook group and he has a Facebook page. Man, you have it all. And a successful business, that too. But mainly, if I would follow Joshua, I would check out his YouTube first and then move on to his Instagram. Check his story every day. I wish I made that kind of beautiful videos. I've seen your latest ad with where you throw the money. That one is hilarious. I really like that one. It has the ching ching, that sound, right?
Yeah. It's funny because that's like the least serious ad, and it's the best conveying ad as well. Whereas all the other ads are scripted, and it took a while to think of what I'm going to say. And that was like, I won't finish recording ads. I'll just do one more. Just finish it off, and that's the best record. That's the best.
Actually, real $50 bills or now?
Sorry?
Is it real €50 bills?
No. They're all mock. No, they're all.
Okay.
It's like €10 on Amazon.
Oh, really? I was like, man, that's like €1,000. Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
No, there's one ad where I'm actually burning the bills.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one.
And they actually say, these aren't actually real bills. The fake $50 bills.
Do you use like a normal camera to record, or your phone, or like special lighting? Because they're really professional.
Professional lighting, but just my camera for the ads, yeah.
Nice. All right, because I have like the Canon 9X7, whatever, the vlogging camera.
Yeah.
And it has really good quality, but I just need to get the lights. Like you got the, what photographers use, those kind of lights.
Yeah, the ring lights. It's literally like €80 on ball.com.
€80?
80.
Oh, 80. Well,
still,
we got that affiliate money, what I'm saying? So it's all good. Joshua, thank you. Let me just stop the recording here.